Hello everyone, my name is Lenny Angela and I'm going to present on political causes of food insecurity in Africa. Food security are improving in every region except in Africa, where they have been progressively worsening. This food security is compounded by political malfunctions. So the first political cause of food insecurity is poverty and underinvestment. This persistence of poverty is clearly one source of Africans' food insecurity. One reason for the region's chronic poverty seems to be inadequate productive investment. Governments that should be making investment for their own agriculture are failing to do so. Although agriculture may account directly or indirectly for 80% of employment in Africa and for 50% and 90% of export earnings, national governments have typically devoted less than 10% of their public spending to the farm sector. In 1980s, national expenditures on agriculture actually fell in many African countries, and a larger share of what was spent was financed through foreign aid. But in 1985, government within the Organization for African Unity pledged to increase their share of agriculture spending to 20% to 25%, but the pledge was never fulfilled. So that's the first cause of food insecurity. The second one is war and political instability. Of recent, the greatest threat of food security in Nigeria comes from insurgency. Of the 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria, that is Northeast, which is one of critical zones for production of agricultural stuffs, is under siege of insurgents. This has disrupted the agricultural activities in the area. With this, the food rising in the prices of food commodities in Nigeria. More than 1 million people have been displaced both internally and externally, with more than 10,000 deaths, and the remaining people are unable to continue with farming activities, thereby resulting in reduction of food production. Militarized conflict is also an extreme form of political instability, and it has clearly been a major driver of humanitarian emergencies, particularly since the end of Cold War, with high levels of food insecurities. The third one is lack of democratic accountability. The African governments are only obliged to respond to the needs of politically weak rural sectors instead of responding to better organized groups and institutions such as army, bureaucracy, and urban dwelling workers, students, and consumers. The short-term interest of these urban groups may be enough by itself to prevent macroeconomic and rural sector policy reforms needed to guarantee economic growth and long-term food security. So these non-democratic political systems also a cause of food insecurity. We find that in democratic countries there is more accountability and powerful interest groups which lessen the chance of food insecurity. This explains why many democratic countries, even after experiencing successive periods of poor harvest, rarely have experienced famine. And the fourth political cause of food insecurity is poor governance. India is politically unstable. Countries where food insecurity deteriorated had the weakest rule of law and most corruptors. The government of DRC is not powerful enough to preserve peace. This is a serious disruption of agricultural production. This weak rule of law has also eroded agricultural production and food security because it makes land tenure and contracts unattractive, and few people want to be involved in farming. The lack of roads, electricity, and communication lines make it difficult for farmers to get their product to market and obtain fertilizer and other agricultural inputs. The government has little power when it comes to agriculture. And the last one is corruption. Corruption hinders social and economic development, negatively affects international and regional development agencies to combat hunger and famine in a system way, and disrupts market operation. Due to weak political institution and bad governance, it leads to high level of corruption and rapidly decreased food insecurity. Corruption thrives in societies where are failures in governance. Political institutions' quality is considered as essential component in promoting conducive environment that plays a crucial role in food security. So we find that there are 5 political causes of food insecurity in Africa. Thank you.